Hello there, Seraphim17 once again. This is my Last of Us Grounded Difficulty video walkthrough. This is Chapter 9, the bus depot. This is the shortest and easiest chapter of this walkthrough. You'll notice I've scrapped all the beginning parts because there's no challenge there at all, and we're immediately into the first major sequence, which is the infected tunnel. Which sounds like pretty much the worst prognosis you could ever get from a medical profession. Or a medical professional, sorry. But choke out the first smelly bastard, and then move on through this patch. So we have a clicker. I always find the clickers in here are quite kind. That is not true of the entire game, but in this place I have no issue with them. For the most, we're not going to be doing much here. We're only going to be taking down the enemies we need to. We will not be killing the bloaters. You can completely skip the bloaters if you have a bottle. And I think this is the only encounter of the level. It's a really interesting one, this. Because there's a massive amount of character development. There's a massive amount of build-up to the final level. But there's not really that much demanding of the player. It's kind of the plot payoff level. And then they throw this at you, and then that's pretty much it. It makes me wonder if in development was this level originally much longer, but for, you know, brevity's sake and for pacing reasons they changed that. So this corridor coming up, there are two runners who I'm going to choke out because they're in a passive state. There are three, sorry. So that always makes me nervous, that whenever Joel doesn't just grab somebody and start choking, I always think he's going to do a loud execution and everybody's going to be like, yep, we know where you are, dinner time. But I'm going to avoid these. You can take them down should you choose to, but I'm going to go this way. The only real reason to go in the room that they're guarding is to pick up some stuff, and because we're at the end of the game here, the only really thing that you're going to need to follow my walkthrough is 2 smoke bombs. If you have 2 smoke bombs, you will be able to do my final level strategy. And hopefully you'll be able to do it a little bit better than I did, because I get shot. You won't get shot because you'll be better than I am, and also you'll learn from my mistakes. However, I don't do the best job of throwing the second smoke bomb, and thus leave myself vulnerable. And you'll see what happens. But that's a locked door. Don't know why I went up to it. Can't do anything with it. Now we've picked up that stuff, we don't really need to be here, and we can move on to the encounter, which is a few clickers, 2 bloaters, and I think is it a couple of infected runners. Yeah, here we are. It's a pretty intimidating moment, because you've never seen this much infected this closely. It just doesn't happen. And it's good game design. Like, I've been itching to play new games recently because there haven't been any new projects for me to cover, so I'm doing a lot of these older ones. And don't get me wrong, folks, I love playing games that are amazing. I love doing this. You know, I did enjoy my Devil May Cry 4 project, even though I wasn't really feeling the game. But somewhere inside me really wants to play something new, really wants to cover some forward progress, and there just isn't anything now. So when I activated my rental service, I got 2 new games, and it just turned out that both of them were duds, and I'm kind of in, like, you know, post-anticipation of great game syndrome at this moment, which has left me utterly deflated with those games. And if you haven't seen the Balls Deeps, the games were Sniper Elite 3, which I really believe is a step back for that series. It looks pretty, you know, for all intents and purposes. The facade of it looks great, but when you play it, it's just a bad game. It's just like so many great ideas that turn into this overall average package that's incredibly buggy and really wonky mechanically. And then Ninja Gaiden Yaiba, which is not a bad game, it just outstays its welcome almost immediately because there's really nothing to it. But as soon as you get on top of this, I always try and get on the other side as quick as I can, because I don't want the bloater to throw his bag of pubes at me, or whatever the hell he throws, because obviously it does a lot of damage, and on this difficulty you can't tell you're taking damage sometimes, which is really annoying. But now we've done that, all that needs to be done is a little bit of mild traversing here. I've already mentioned previously that I'm not going to be showing you all the puzzle solving, I'm just going to be showing you the encounters. So this video is going to cut off pretty soon. I've left an extra minute in here so that it wasn't a super short video. I tend to favour the long videos over the shorter ones. When it comes to commentating something I'm not that up for, I don't like long videos at all. Like, how long did it take me to do Darksiders 2 and Ninja Gaiden 3, because they were just two games I could not stand by the time I was making my walkthrough for them. And they were so long that it just went on forever. And those are the worst kind of commentaries you can do, because you literally feel almost drained and depressed before you even press record. You know, it's such a strange feeling. And there's a part of you that wants to just not do it, because you feel like your channel's better than that. And then there's another part of you that thinks you've started it, so you need to finish it, and there's that air of professionalism to that. A lot of mixed emotions on projects I don't enjoy. You might wonder why I'm shooting this guy. It's because you have to shoot him, I believe. And I'm doing it now so that I don't have to do it later when it matters. I was just watching what he was doing. It's a strange idle animation of moving his head. He's a dancer. But thank you for watching, and you take care now.